John, when you sort of look out at the future, how many more years of spending at this kind of pace do you think we are going to see? Obviously, even this morning, interestingly, some of the investors don't seem to be giving, there was a period of time where any tech company, hyperscaler, that said they were going to spend more money, investors applauded. When it came to Alphabet this morning, there was a little bit less applause about higher spending. And so I'm curious how you're thinking about that and how you think we all should be thinking about that.
Well, I think the context is thinking about supply and demand. And the market obviously is concerned about this kind of capital spend. People talk about what happened in the telecom boom and bust in the 90s. They talk about, frankly, housing where we had a bust in 08, 09. But in those cases, what we saw was massive speculative overbuilding, and supply ran way ahead of demand. What we see in this marketplace today is something that looks very different. The demand is growing so quickly. I think Anthropic's revenue has grown run rate fivefold since the beginning of the year. At our portfolio companies, we've seen a sevenfold increase in spend on large language models in just 6 months. And we're seeing powerful application of this technology at our companies. It's early days, but the returns are really strong. And then on the supply side, you don't build data centers and power plants speculatively. What you need is enormous investment that requires long-term contracts in almost all cases from big, lowly leveraged investment-grade companies. And so right now, there's a shortage of compute. If you had compute today available for 26 or 27, there'd be plenty of hyperscalers and large language model companies to take it. It feels like we've got a long way to go. Most of us in our lives, our businesses are just starting on this journey. It doesn't mean, by the way, there won't be misallocations of capital. There won't be losers. But in aggregate, we really think this is a new operating system for the global economy. You've got to make this enormous physical investment. And I do think it'll pay big dividends over time.
Google and Tesla reporting second quarter earnings yesterday. Both companies posted negative free cash flow as they ramp up AI investments and spending. But you do have a little bit of a rally in chip stocks this morning. Take a look at chips. AMD and Anthropic signed a multi-billion-dollar AI partnership where Anthropic will buy up to 2 gigawatts of AMD AI chips next year. AMD will invest up to $5 billion in Anthropic. Ryan, assess this backdrop.
Yeah, look, the spending is going to continue. We heard from Google or Alphabet yesterday. They're going to spend up to $258 billion next year on AI infrastructure. So a lot of that money goes to the semiconductor stocks. And I heard a crazy stat this morning. So in 2002, the whole semiconductor industry was worth $2 trillion. It's worth $20 trillion today. So there's just been massive money going in on this AI infrastructure build. And, of course, these memory stocks, which we keep talking about now, like SK Hynix, Micron, they've just been trading to the moon. The semiconductor index is up like 80% this year, so we're off kind of the lows of that. And what I also think is remarkable, too, if you look at Alphabet, they're a $4 trillion company, and they increased their revenue by 25% year over year. So these huge, massive, American companies are still growing the revenue at just huge rates. So I think what it tells us here, Maria, is the party is clearly not over yet. Now, I know we've seen kind of the Mag 7 kind of lag this year, but if you look at Alphabet specifically, it's still up 80% over the last 12 months. So I think this reinforces the fact that the spending is going to continue. This AI trade is probably not over yet. Now, I get at some point the party will stop, but I don't think it's anytime soon. I could see a re-rotation back into some of these mega cap names that have kind of lagged this year as well at some point later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we spoke with Brad Gerstner recently, he made the right point, and that is this market is trading on the spending. And if we get any hint that, in fact, all that huge spending on the infrastructure build-out is slowing down, Look what happened to IBM last week. Okay, they took IBM to the woodshed. Stock was down 25% in a day, the worst day ever for IBM. Why? Because IBM came out and said that they're seeing customers shifting their spending. So depending on where the spending on AI goes, does that dictate where the stock market goes, Ryan?
I think it does for a component of the stock market, but this is what I think is even more fascinating. There's so many bull markets happening in plain sight right now, or hiding in plain sight. Like J&J is up literally over 50% over the last 12 months. They raised their dividend for like the 65th year. That has nothing to do with AI. We obviously know the energy trade has done really well this year, but if you look at like energy infrastructure, wasn't necessarily predicated just on the price of oil, but it's up like that sector's up like 30% this year. That's also based on the fact that we're exporting more liquefied natural gas to Europe than we ever had before, and that's going to double over the next 12 years. And you're getting like 10% earnings growth year over year, 80% margins. So I think even if the AI trade does cool off, and I wish someone would tell me when the party's over, I'd make a lot of money if I knew. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I think there's other places that you want to allocate your capital, because my biggest concern here is too many portfolios are predicated on that spending continue. And to your point, like IBM, at some point it will drop, and it'll drop like a rock. And if your whole portfolio is predicated on that, that's a big problem. So lots of places to put your money right now that's not predicated on this big spend.
In the early phases of the artificial intelligence, AI revolution, Nvidia produced incredible returns for investors. The business entered the market early, modified their chips to work with AI, and rose to the top. Significantly, this resulted in revenue growth in the double and triple digits, and over the course of 3 years, the stock increased by more than 300%. After such a performance, some investors have expressed concern that the company's better days might be in the past. However, that isn't always the case. In actuality, Nvidia currently offers growth investors a once-in-a-decade opportunity. This is while the business strives to control the $200 billion industry for central processing units, CPUs. Let's take a closer look by zooming in. It's true that because the starting point was significantly lower, it was easier for Nvidia to report such enormous earnings gains and stock performance in the early days of the AI story. This is shown in the chart that follows. However, this does not imply that the business will stop achieving remarkable growth. Given Nvidia's emphasis on innovation and the fact that AI is still in its early stages of being applied to real-world issues, demand for its processors should continue to be high. Nvidia updates its processors annually to ensure that they remain the fastest and offer the highest levels of efficiency to customers. The company's graphics processing units, GPUs, which power important operations like model inference and training, dominate the AI chip industry. Additionally, Nvidia is now entering a $200 billion market. For both the company and investors, this is a once-in-a-decade opportunity that gives you a new chance to purchase Nvidia stock before something significant happens. This is the CPU space, as was already mentioned. The common chips that run computers are called CPUs, and it turns out that they are the main component of agentic AI. The next stage of AI development is thought to be the use of AI agents, or the actual process of agents solving problems and acting on behalf of humans. Agents must be guided through their processes by CPUs. Despite being fresh to this market, Nvidia is dominating it. As part of its Vera Rubin platform, the business will introduce its first standalone CPU this autumn. According to the company, CPU sales are expected to reach $20 billion this year. We have a lot of strength from the start, which gives us hope for the upcoming quarters. Additionally, Nvidia claims to be on track to dominate this market. As a result, the company may soon hold the top spot in the GPU and CPU markets. This implies that as this fresh growth potential develops, Nvidia stock may once again prove to be a significant profit for investors. The degree to which a stock's price fluctuates over time is significant to the majority of investors. In addition to having an effect on your investment portfolio, this factor can assist you in comparing investment outcomes across various industries and sectors. FOMO, or the fear of missing out, also affects investment, especially when it comes to tech companies and well-known consumer-facing corporations. 10 years ago, what if you had made an investment in Nvidia? How much would your investment be worth today if you had held on to Nvidia for that long, even though it might not have been easy? In light of this, let's examine Nvidia's primary business motivators. The Graphics Processing Unit, or GPU, was created by Santa Clara, California-based Nvidia Corporation, which is the global leader in visual computer technologies. The company's focus has shifted over time from PC graphics to AI-based solutions that enable virtual reality, VR, gaming, and high-performance computing, HPC. The success of Nvidia's GPU can be ascribed to its thousands of computational cores that facilitate parallel processing, which is required to execute deep learning algorithms. The development of multi-billion-dollar end markets like robotics and self-driving cars is greatly aided by the company's GPU platforms. While Intel and advanced micro devices are catching up, NVIDIA is a leading brand in the data center, professional visualization, and gaming industries. One important catalyst is the company's collaboration with nearly all of the major server vendors and cloud service providers, CSPs. Additionally, NVIDIA's GPUs are becoming widely used in a variety of industries, including precision agriculture and radiology. The top supercomputer in the world, housed at Oak Ridge National Laboratories in the United States, as well as the top supercomputers in Europe and Japan, are powered by the company's GPUs. Revenues for NVIDIA increased by 65% from $130.5 billion in fiscal 2025 to $215.9 billion in fiscal 2026. Graphics and compute and networking are the two segments under which NVIDIA discloses revenue. Additionally, the company offers platform disclosures that categorize results into edge computing and data center, with data center divided into hyperscale and AI clouds, industrial and enterprise, ACIE. Graphics, 10% of FY26 revenue, comprises Quadro GPUs for enterprise design, grid software for cloud-based visual and virtual computing, automotive platforms for infotainment systems, GeForce GPUs for gaming and PCs, the GeForce Now game streaming service and associated infrastructure, and gaming platform solutions. Drive for autonomous vehicles, Jetson for robots and other embedded platforms, and data center platforms and systems for AI, HPC, and accelerated computing make up compute and networking, 90%. The bottom line: investing can be done by anyone, but creating a profitable investment portfolio requires patience, research, and a small amount of risk. Therefore, if you made an investment in NVIDIA 10 years ago, you most likely feel good about it now. Our calculations show that as of July 23, 2026, a $1,000 investment made in July 2016 would be worth $155,150.72, or a gain of 15,415.07%. Price appreciation is included in this return, but dividends are not. In contrast, during the same period, the price of gold increased by 200.06%, and the S&P 500 increased by 244.78%. More growth for NVIDIA is also anticipated by analysts. As clients construct AI factories and expand deployments beyond hyperscalers into AI clouds, businesses, and sovereign buyers, NVIDIA continues to profit from the need for accelerated computing. A higher dividend and more repurchase capacity are made possible by the expansion of data centers, gross margins, and high cash creation that are being supported by the ramp-up of Blackwell systems and increased networking content. Additionally, the demand for workstations and the longer-run automotive pipeline are driving the growth of edge computing. However, outcomes are still subject to supply execution across intricate systems, growing operating investment requirements, high inventory levels, and multi-year agreements that may result in provision risk in the event that demand changes. The risk-reward balance is maintained by growing rivalry and uncertainty surrounding data center shipments from China. Over the last 4 weeks, the stock has increased by 6.56%. Furthermore, no profit projection for fiscal 2026 has decreased in the last 2 months, while the consensus estimate has also increased. Over the past year, the stock market performance of NVIDIA and Intel shares has been somewhat different. NVIDIA's gains throughout this time have been far smaller, at around 20%, while Intel's stock has increased by more than 4 times. To profit on Intel's comeback, investors have been purchasing the company's shares in droves. In order to handle inference and agentic AI workloads, the semiconductor giant has been reducing its losses, and its chips are becoming more popular in AI data centers. Conversely, NVIDIA is still experiencing remarkable growth, but investor confidence appears to have been damaged by worries about the intensifying rivalry in AI technology. Does this imply that because of its comeback, Intel is the better semiconductor stock to purchase and hold for the next 3 years? Or will NVIDIA be able to restore its momentum and outperform Intel thanks to its dominant position in this market? Let's investigate. According to reports, NVIDIA holds 80% of the market for AI accelerators, which include server processors, graphics cards, and specialized AI chips. When AI graphics processing units, GPUs, were in great demand, Nvidia dominated the market thanks to its early successes, while Intel failed to make an impression. This explains why Nvidia's growth has outpaced Intel's. Over the next 3 years, not much is anticipated to change. This is a result of Nvidia's diversification beyond GPUs. It plans to market its Vera Server Central Processing Unit, CPU, as a standalone product and expects to make $20 billion from it alone in 2026. As a result, Nvidia is now joining a market that is dominated by Intel. According to Mercury Research, Intel accounted for little more than 2/3 of server CPUs in the first quarter of this year. But AMD has been gaining ground on it in this market, and Nvidia's entry might make matters worse for Intel. For comparison, the revenue from Intel's data center and artificial intelligence (DCAI) division was $5.1 billion in Q1, a 22% increase over the same period last year. This corresponds to a run rate of somewhat more than $20 billion per year. Nvidia has previously projected that sales of standalone server CPUs will reach $20 billion this year. Additionally, Nvidia believes that the server CPU industry has a $200 billion addressable opportunity, and its 2026 server CPU forecast shows that it is well positioned to significantly impact this market. In the meantime, Nvidia is also making significant strides in rapidly expanding AI markets like physical AI. In addition, the business has previously projected that sales of its Vera Rubin and Blackwell AI processors will generate $1 trillion in revenue between 2026 and 2027. Because of all of this, analysts predict that over the next 3 years, Nvidia will grow more quickly than Intel. It is now pricey due to Intel's remarkable growth over the last year. Compared to Nvidia's forward earnings multiple of 23, the stock is trading at 110 times forward earnings. As we've already seen, Nvidia's growth rate will outpace Intel's for the next 3 years, which will also have an impact on the company's bottom line. Nvidia's stock price might hit $400 if it trades at 25 times earnings after 3 years, and its earnings per share reach $15.98, as seen in the following chart. That is almost twice the price of its shares right now. However, Intel's stock price would reach $71 if it trades at a comparable valuation and generates $2.45 in earnings per share. That indicates that Intel will need to trade at a higher value because it is less than the company's existing stock price. Given its remarkable growth and lower valuation, Nvidia appears to be a better AI stock to purchase at this time than Intel.